Hello everyone and welcome! Today I'll show you how to create a landscape collage from watercolor scraps. This is a simple yet creative way to turn leftover materials into something beautiful. Lately I spent some time experimenting with different watercolor techniques. I tried salt for crystalline texture, alcohol to create blooms, wax to resist the paint and others. These little experiments produced sheets with all kinds of interesting patterns that felt too good to waste. That's when the idea for this collage came to life, using these scraps to create a vibrant landscape. Before diving in, I sketched a few ideas to get a sense of the composition. Nothing fancy, just a simple plan for the elements I wanted to include. My vision was a deep dramatic sky, layered mountains, maybe a lake, and gentle fields. Sketching helps organize your thoughts, even if the final piece evolves along the way. I felt inspired by autumn and I wanted to use different colors in my artwork. So there will be brown fields, dark green woods, fields with different shades of green, and maybe gray and orange too. There is no right or wrong composition. I let myself be inspired by childhood memories and experiences from a trip to nature. The next step was cutting the scraps into bigger shapes, so it will be easier to arrange them later. For the base, as you can see, I also reused some paper. After that, I chose one of 3 sketches for composition. Once I had my shapes, I started arranging them on the paper. This is like solving a puzzle, except there is no right or wrong answer. It's all about finding balance, letting the colors and textures guide the flow of the composition. I started with larger pieces for the background. First the sky, then mountains and fields. Mostly I cutted the paper, but here I wanted fluffy clouds, so I tore the paper with my hands. I really love how the bubble wrap used for the sky gives effect of rain. Deep dark grayish-blue paper is perfect for mountains. I won't be cutting smaller shapes for details like trees and flowers, but you could. Instead, I will be drawing them later. There is no need to be precise here. Part of the charm comes from the imperfect edges and organic forms. I added small lake and colorful fields. It's better when arranging the pieces of paper to put the smaller pieces further away and the larger ones close to you. That's how we see it in nature. Then we get the effect of standing on a hill and looking down on the landscape. Once everything was glued, I trimmed the edges to tidy up the piece. Now it was time to bring the landscape to life with more details. I used watercolors to enhance the shadows on the mountains and to add small trees and woods to give the scene depth and texture. I also added small details on the fields and lake. I couldn't get rid of the impression that the wax on the furthest green paper looked as if sheep were grazing there. And even thought I know they should be smaller because they are far away from viewer, I still couldn't help it and had to add shadows to them, making them sheeps. But I'm extremely happy I did it. These little details make the landscape feel more alive and add a personal touch to the piece. Finally, I used colored pencils to draw grass and flowers in the fields. This step is both calming and rewarding, as these small details bring a sense of vibrancy to the scene. It gives me a feeling of peace and brings back memories of summer and carefree childhood. I feel as I'm laying in a grass and watching the landscape below me. It's amazing how simple scraps of paper can come together to create something so beautiful. This project was such a joy to work on. It's an easy and creative way to reuse old projects into something completely new. I hope this inspires you to try making your own collage. Let your imagination guide you and don't worry about perfection, it's all about enjoying the process. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this project, feel free to like and subscribe for more creative ideas. I will be happy to see you again in next videos.